Hello everyone. Today I'll be presenting our tennis shot height classifier project, which was developed as part of our SMI course. This system analyzes tennis match footage to automatically classify shots into three height categories: low, medium and high, based on ball trajectory. In tennis analytics, understanding shot height is crucial for strategy analysis and player development. However, manually labeling shot heights is time consuming and subjective. Our machine learning solution automates this process with consistent classification criteria. Since there doesn't exist a data set which classifies shot heights for table tennis games, we had to generate our own data set based on the OpenTT games data set. So for this process, we first marked the four corners of the table tennis table in the video, and also the nearest net posts top and bottom coordinates. Then we extract ball positions from the OpenTT games dataset for each frame, and also we extract the bounce events from the same OpenTT games dataset. Then we use this data to calculate velocity vectors and transformed positions for the ball as well as the table corners. Then this data is used for height categorization. So for data generation process, which is in the generate dataset.py script, we first perform the perspective transformation, which is calculated using OpenCV's find homography function. Then we perform the bounce detection and analysis. So for this, we locate the exact bounce position in transformed coordinates. Then we calculate the pre-bounce velocity within a 60 frame window. Then we analyze the trajectory of the ball in the upcoming frames to calculate the height of the shot. So the height classification is done using a break lines and geometrical concept. So we at the table edges we classify the height of section above the table into three sections: low, medium and high. This division of sections is done based on the net post height. So first we define the break lines based on the net post height. Then we select dynamically the break lines based on which section the ball is currently in, the left side of the net or the right side of the net. Then we analyze the trajectory of the ball after the bounce event occurs to calculate which section the ball passes through. Also we calculate the velocity before the bounce within a 60 frame window, and this data is used to classify the ball shot into three categories: low, medium and high. This process is repeated for all the 5 games in the OpenTT games dataset, and then we compile the dataset into a single dataset.csv file using the merge.csv.py file. So in the final dataset we have 4 key features: the table coordinates, the bounce velocity before the pre-bounce velocity in x and y direction, and the bounce coordinates for the given game. So our model architecture uses a basic feed-forward neural network with 12 neurons for input, 64 neurons in the first hidden layer with ReLU activation, batch normalization and dropout of 0.25. Second hidden layer has 32 neurons with ReLU activation, and output layer has 3 neurons because you are making this model for 3-way classification: low, medium and high categories. So this model was trained using basic cross entropy loss and ADAM optimizer with this learning rate. And our implementation step of our model. So in our model we are performing feature standardization using standard scaler. We are splitting the data into train and test partitions over 80 and 20%. You are using 80% data for training and 20% data for validation. We are using PyTorch. So we trained our model on 8 epochs with a batch size of 32, and these are the results we observed. So our model achieved a overall accuracy of 78%, and this is the classification report. So as you can see, our model quite correctly identifies low shots, but struggles somewhat with mid and mid and high shots. This is this is slightly due to our flawed height classification process in our generate dataset script, which needs to be improved in the future for improved classification. Now I'll show you I'll demonstrate certain parts of our project. So as you saw in the video, our model performs quite well, but the data set generation is faulty in certain scenarios, which needs to be improved. This may also be due to the imperfect ball tracking in the original OpenTT games dataset, but this still remains as a improvement for the future.